Hello, welcome back to Crypto Asia. Again, my name is Andrew. Today, we'd like to talk another Bitcoin characteristic. What is Bitcoin to me? Okay, my own interpretation of what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a distributed network. What is a network? Okay, a network is a combination of a group of computers. So network essentially has two types. One is centralized network. Okay, those computer networks in Amazon, in Facebook, in Google, and any other data center across the world is centralized network. But Bitcoin is a distributed network. What it means? It means the group of computers is not gathered in a single location, is not grouped in a single venue or place. It is being distributed into different locations around the world, which the system is very much each computer is hosted by a person, an individual, or an entity which they have more than several computers, or we call it a mining machine, probably from two up to few hundreds or few thousands. So this type of medium or big scale of computer groups. So the key is Bitcoin network is distributed. It's not centralized in a certain area. Literally, the people who are help maintaining Bitcoin network, each of them is either hosting the network, be a part of the mining community. They host it in their own house, in their basement, in their laboratory, in their office, or in their factory for those medium or large scale miners. Okay, so how first you need to understand how Bitcoin, the technology behind Bitcoin. Okay, so actually Bitcoin is what I explained earlier. Fundamentally, it is a decentralized digital money, all right, which we can send our value to anywhere of the world, to anywhere, every corner of the world, as long it has internet and electricity. So I can choose to send anytime I want. I can choose to transfer value to anywhere I want. So just imagine, for example, now I want to send some money, some Bitcoin to someone, but at the same time, other places in any places in the world, there might be some other people who want to do the same action like I want now. okay, which means there might be around there might be few hundred people or even few thousand people now want to send Bitcoin to someone in the world. So Bitcoin is a system that it will update in every 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Means now if there's more than few hundred person who is doing a Bitcoin transaction, now after 10 minutes to 15 minutes, each of the computer in across the world, whether you are in Australia, you are in New Zealand, you are in Canada, Malaysia, Singapore, all the computers which is linked into this Bitcoin network will be updated, which all the 10,000 or few hundred people transaction which happen and which execute now, it will be updated 5 to 10 minutes later to all the computers in the world. Okay, and how does this system work is how does it updated almost real time, and everything updated in the network is unchainable, it is permanent, it is irreversible, and it is also transparent in the blockchain explorer, which means everybody can see your transaction, see that particular transaction. Probably they do not know who is making that transaction, but they can see the amount, they can see the address, okay, they can see the timing of that transaction, but just they do not know who it is unless you reveal yourself. Okay, so what other, you know, computer network can do what Bitcoin able to do now? If you want to take to comparison, probably Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Okay, just take Facebook and Amazon. Okay, Facebook in 2009, I try very hard to find the latest information, but too bad at the moment I can't find the statistic now. You can do your own research later. So at 2009, Facebook have 30,000 server maintaining their technology. Okay, and then some given answer is more than 10,000 servers, so we just assume it has 30,000 server in 2008 for Facebook. And don't forget that Facebook already has mass adoption at many years ago, means a lot of people using it, which Bitcoin now is only less than few percent people using it. And Amazon 2009 has around 40,000 server. Okay, probably in because they are centralized, probably a few thousand in Western country, a few thousand in South America or in Asia. So add up together it's about 40,000 server. And this one of this piece of article is one of the latest that I can get. The data shows there is around total server in 2016 is around 275,000 servers. Okay. And I'm not sure whether these servers is a combination of Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft, Google, or just one entity. But I believe it's a combination of networks of the servers, because each servers really costs a lot. So I don't think, those company, because they eventually they're into business, they want to profit, they won't really, they will spend wisely. They won't invest more than they should in their infrastructure. Alright, this is what a centralized server center on computer network means. It will gather in one single location, right, lining up nicely. Okay, this one centralized server center looks like. I think this is Facebook. Okay, so you guess how much money they spend in these 30,000, 40,000 servers, right? Guess is around millions. Okay, Facebook spent 860 millions. Right. Okay, I won't put too much time on this. You can do your own research on the computer servers, or how many computer servers that Amazon and Facebook have now, and how many money they dump into setting this all up. Okay, now we look back to Bitcoin, right? Let's see Bitcoin distributed network. Okay, Bitcoin is a distributed network, computer network. Okay, it run by a distributed network of computers across the world. So everybody is doing their own effort to maintain the entire Bitcoin, so that this network is always functioning and the data is always being updated, which we call it the consensus. So every 10 minutes to 15 minutes, all the computers in the link into the Bitcoin network will have the reach a consensus of for all the transaction made in the Bitcoin network. So each transaction you did in the past 10 minutes, all will reach the same consensus, updated at the same time. All right, so people who involve in this effort, who help maintaining the Bitcoin network, we call them the miners. All right, and that is where mining Bitcoin come from. Okay, if you want to own a Bitcoin, other than we purchase it from an exchange, we also can mine it. All right, so Bitcoin is actually originated from a reward. So I first give my effort in maintaining the Bitcoin network, and at the end of my effort, I'll be rewarded by Bitcoin. right, which is a reward out of my mining works. So how do I mine? I mine using a computer. At the first stage of Bitcoin around 2008 to 2014 to 2014 or 15, I guess, you just use a normal computer, you can easily mine 10 to 50 Bitcoins, I guess, in a day or something. I will talk more about just Bitcoin mining in a separate video. So people who help to maintain a network by mining is also be called as proof of work. Okay, in order to reach consensus, there's a different type of we call it the consensus system. So mining for maintaining for Bitcoin, we use the proof of work consensus. Okay, so we look at some data. Just now we already looked at Facebook and Amazon. So at 2008, 2009, they have around 40,000 server. And 2016, we saw the data just now, they have around how many? 250,000 combined. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. So I guess they spend more than billions or millions, okay, for this network of server, and it is pretty much centralized in certain location. Means one location, probably that location alone have more than 20,000 server. So probably there are 10 to 20 centralized server location which hosts all these server across the world. So what if there's some disaster, okay, that hit a few location of this server, because it's only centralized in 10 to 20 location. So what it will be, or an electric shutdown. So it will affect all the users, right? Because you centralize in a few location. So common sense, right? You distribute your things to different places. The farther you distribute, the more you distribute, the lesser the risk you will face. All right, because it will be more difficulty will get higher for the hackers to hack more. I mean if your amount of venue hosting the server is getting more, it's harder for the hackers to hack all the location at the same time. All right, so this is why Bitcoin is so powerful. All right, in the sense that it is a distributed network. It is hosted, I think, more than millions or thousands or millions of different location in the world. So it is impossible for someone, an entity or hackers to destroy the entire network. It is impossible. As long as there's one and 1+1 computer that is still existing in the world, in any corner of the world, Bitcoin network can still be run. So look at some Bitcoin mining data. Okay. So how many, first we look at how many Bitcoins miner that we have. How do we look at it? Probably we look at how many Bitcoin miners that is sold in the past. All right, how do we look? Yes, this article. Okay, Bitmain is the largest Bitcoin mining machine sellers in the world. Okay, so trace back to the history a little bit. At start we can use around 2008 to 2014, we actually can use the normal computer to mine Bitcoin. After that, Bitcoin, as you know, every 4 years the difficulty you raise one time, we call the Bitcoin halving. So the you can mine lesser and lesser Bitcoin every 4 years, and the more people participate in mining, the difficulty will also increase. So after 2014 to 2015, someone invented a machine to mine Bitcoin, which you can mine Bitcoin more effectively, and the machine is called ASIC mining machine. So one of the largest company who sell this kind of ASIC mining machine specifically for Bitcoin, for mining Bitcoin, is Bitmain. So let's see their revenue. All right, in 2015, their revenue is 137 million. 2016 is 277 million, and 2017, my gosh, is like the Bitcoin, it's just like the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin price raised from 1,000 to 20,000, 20 times. So do the sales of Bitmain, raised from 200 million to 2,000 million, 20 times jump. And I was quite surprised by the statistic in 2018, which, because 2018 is a bear market, it doesn't, the revenue doesn't become less, but in fact it increased 300 millions. So it's 2,800 millions in 2018. So how do we count how many, from here we can roughly count how many miners they have sold. All right, the maths go like this, right? It's actually that only Bitmain, I add up together the revenue that they made is 5,700 millions. So minus by let's say the mining machine is around 10,000. This one is USD, okay? USD per machine. Actually, it's not that expensive, right? Actually, it's about In USD is actually about 2,500. This one is considered high price at that time. Now I think it's less than, it's only 500 per machine. 500 per machine. God. So I do the maths here for you guys. All right. So it means wait, it means there's around 500,000, if not mistaken, there's around 2 millions. They sold 2 millions of machines. I might be wrong here, but you can just do your maths later, because I cannot find my calculator here. More than 2 millions machines, or we call it for your better understanding, you can imagine it is a server. Okay, 2 millions machine and server. This one is only using Bitmain company statistic. Okay, so there's several company who is selling the mining machine. All right, I think there are more than 10 company. Okay, so you can look here what to mine, and from here I think you will know how many company exist in the selling the Bitcoin machine. All right, okay, you can look it up in this website. I think it is here. So only 2 Bitmain companies sell 2 millions of machine or servers. So we assume what they sold, some miners quit, some miners retire, some machine spoil. So now we minus 25%, so it become 1.5 million. There's only 1.5 million machine that's running now. Okay, only Bitmain company. So I haven't count other company who's selling the machines. So even this amount is already larger than the Facebook that I mentioned just now, which is around, all combined is around 250,000 server only, right? So in 4 years, now it's 2019, 3 years probably they grow 1 times 500,000. So compared to Bitcoin, it's still much lesser, because Bitcoin computer network, amount of computer network in Bitcoin, I haven't count the other company yet, just Bitmain. Okay, and then less 25%. All right, become 1.5 billion Bitcoin machine server running now. So if add other company, I guess it might be 2 to 5 millions running, server running, Bitcoin server running. So what my point is if you think they spend millions or billions to build these servers for 250,000 only, what are the value here that you think? Any other company in the world able to build, not to say, I don't want to say 2.5 millions, maybe just 1.5 millions, any other single company in the world willing to spend such money to build a consensus network system exactly same as Bitcoin, and it segregated, distributed in different area in the world so that the hackers weren't able to hack it ever? Do you know how much such network or system costs? Can you imagine what is the value will be? What are the costs that they need to spend to build the exact same infrastructure as Bitcoin? Okay, this is just Bitcoin, haven't include other cryptocurrency. There's proof of work also, there's proof of stake, different kind of consensus system. So just Bitcoin. So that is why what we see the values come from. Okay, and one of the key thing is it is distributed, so you can't buy people. The Bitcoin is maintained by a group, large group of mostly volunteer basis people to as a community to join to maintain the network willingly. Of course they will receive rewards at the end. So no matter how many money you willing to spend, sometimes you could not buy people to be willingly involved in networks such as Bitcoin distributed network, willing to spend their time to do research, buy their own machine to maintain the network. Okay, you couldn't do that. This is something that money cannot buy. So if there's something that money cannot buy, is the value is you cannot measure the value. So when you say Bitcoin is zero value, I really don't know where your points come from if you look into this perspective. Okay, if you say crypto has no value, I do not know where your points comes from. So to me, Bitcoin is a distributed network. Okay, it's really different with the centralized network, with the centralized computer server of the private entity have in the world now. Next year, which is 2020, Bitcoin had reached a new halving stage, which the block reward will reduce from 12 Bitcoin. Each block, if not mistaken, is created in every 10 to 15 minutes. Each block reward is around 12 Bitcoin at the moment. So next year start, each block will only create 6 Bitcoin with less 1 times already. So there will be only more and more Bitcoin miners involved in this industry, and Bitcoin will be harder and harder to mine. So when something that is limited edition, because Bitcoin is only designed, there's only have 21 millions in the world, about 4 millions is lost permanently because due to people format their computer, somebody lost their private key, etc. So estimate there's only 17 millions Bitcoin available in the world now. And back to the network system, you can the miners will only be increased in the future. So the larger the network it is, the higher the value of the entire network chain. Okay, so I hope you can see the Bitcoin, where the Bitcoin value comes from this characteristic. Bitcoin is a distributed network to me. Okay, so sorry for the long video. I hope I will shorten the video next time. So that's about it. Again, it's Andrew here from Crypto Asia. Thanks for listening. Over and out.